Hi there, welcome back to Travel with the Hales. Have you ever heard of the town called Dexter, Texas? I hadn't either. You probably may have not either. It is a tiny little town that a friend of us told us about, so we had to hop in the car and check it out. This tiny little town has fewer than 20 people, 3 graveyards, and the ruins of a bank vault hidden in the bush, which took us some time to find. Here's the crazy part. Back in the 1870s, Dexter was a booming town. It had hotels, shops, doctors, its even own post office, and the people thought it was going to be the biggest town in Cooke County. So what happened? Well, this is where the story starts to get interesting. Well, let's turn the clock back 155 years, back to 1870. Dexter began as a town in 1870. It had a natural spring, which offered a great stopping point for travelers. The town was named after a famous racehorse at the time named Dexter. By 1873, Dexter had its own post office. By the early 1880s, its population was 300. It had 37 businesses, including a blacksmith shop, 3 hotels, a district school, 2 steam grist mills, a cotton mill, and 4 physicians. It was expected to become the largest town in Cooke County, Texas. The Pacific Railway was going to pass through Dexter, but instead it passed through a town called Woodbine, 20 miles south of Dexter. Thus began the downfall of Dexter. Many businesses and people and residents moved to other towns. Now, this town did attract a few unsavory people who used the town as a hideout. There was a $7,000 reward for the arrest of Jim and Pink Lee for horse and cattle thieving and other charges. On September 5th, 1885, the legendary lawman Heck Thomas trailed the Lee gang and caught them off guard and surrounded them and asked them to surrender. Well, they didn't surrender. Instead, they answered with a shootout. The Lee brothers were killed and their bodies were loaded into a wagon and taken to Gainesville, Texas. From the late 1960s to 1987, 70 people lived in the general area. In 1988, the only remaining institution and still standing today is the Dexter Community Church like you see here. In 2000, the population was just 18. So yes, we did attract people by flying the drone around and also taking pictures, and they were most helpful to point out this bank right here that's hidden in the bush that you can still see the standing vault. Now this bank does stand in ruins, as you can see, but the vault stands proud. You have to wade your way through this tall grass, which we treaded carefully because I'm thinking snakes, but we didn't see any, thank goodness, because this would have been a whole different video. But to answer any questions, there was no money in the vault, and yes, we checked. Okay, so make sure you kind of visit the graveyards here. And I know some people think that's a little dark of us to do that, but I find that is a story going back in history. These graveyards go back into the 1800s, which I find fascinating. And some of them, as you can see on this right here, their headstones or their crypts are kind of caved in. Now, I did peek a little bit out of curiosity. I didn't see any bones or anything like that. But the graveyards are maintained well. The grass is mowed. So that means someone has taken a lot of care and pride into these 3 graveyards that this town has. So don't discount Dexter, Texas. It's less than a 2-hour drive, and from North Texas, it's less than a 1-hour drive to go ahead and check it out. It's just a great little ghost town to visit. Also, too, we have a playlist below of all sorts of great ideas and suggestions of day trips that you can take from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and many of them are free. I would be very honored if you would like and comment below, and thank you so very much for watching Travel with the Hales and watching to the end. Until next time, happy travels.